Man, I think a lot. I really do. And I feel like I always have. It's fascinating because at this point in my life, I've been somewhere between 5 and 7 years into serious daily meditation, right? And things have definitely calmed down for me. But, the mind is just like nonstop. At least I'm aware of it, though. Didn't mean to scare anybody with that one. So fascinating. I was just out on a walk, and just thought after thought after thought after thought that passed over and over again. I'm at a point in my life now where, as I'm healing, I'm choosing different things, right? It's challenging. It really is. It's challenging to choose different things, especially when, like, you don't get the same high from different things, right? Now that I think about it, it's kind of strange that I was ever attracted to. I still am. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not, because I still am. But it's strange that I was ever attracted to drama and gossip. That was kind of a way of taking me away from myself. To not look at myself, to not look at whatever is inside of me. I've utilized drama and gossip as a distraction from myself, from my own life, from my own shit. And to choose not drama and gossip when you've been so familiar with drama and gossip, kind of vicariously, when I say vicariously, I think about Tool, the band. But living vicariously through other people's shit, like, oh, my life is not as bad as that person's life is. Let me tune in more. Let me distract myself from my own shit, from my own life, from my own pain. Let's drink this intoxicating cocktail, metaphorically, right? Their shit is far worse than mine is, and that feels fucking great to have that escape from my own shit, because it's so fucking hard to look at myself. It's so hard to look at this unworthiness, these beliefs of defectiveness. It's so hard. It's hard. It is. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not. I will validate it for exactly what the fuck it is. It's challenging. I've been told that healing is the hardest work you'll ever do in your life. Harder than any 9 to 5, harder than any, whatever it is. It is. It's challenging to just be with what is, right? This past week was actually very challenging for me. Something happened on Monday. I'm not going to talk about what it was, but it caused me a lot of emotional pain. And I've noticed that a very interesting dynamic that I experience in life, and I think that this is kind of just like regular for people. I don't know. I know me, and that's what I know. All I can know of other people is what they tell me. But when something happens in my life that causes me a lot of pain, my awareness tends to go from expanded to contracted. And I actually made a video that had to do with this the other day. I think it was a few videos ago. So, my focus goes from open to very narrowed and closed, and I just get consumed by pain. And I noticed that, like, I try to, open back up my focus and just, like, remember that, like, there are all these other different things happening that are nice, wonderful, all that stuff. it's just challenging to not be so distracted by emotional pain. It really is. You know, so many things that I missed out on in life because I wasn't like totally present. I was dissociated and just caught up in pain. Um, Life just goes by like that, and if you're not present with it, you miss out on it. You know, it's a really hard thing to get around. I have been really focused on recognizing dynamics of, excuse me, um, dynamics of back and forth, give and take in relationships. In other words, healthy relationships. Um, Relationships that I've experienced in the past have been unbalanced, unhealthy, not a mutual back and forth, give and take dynamic, and that's been really challenging to do differently. That's another example, actually, of what I was just saying before in terms of choosing differently, doing differently. Um, you know, just being so used to relationships that take and take and take and take and take. I mean, the fascinating thing about that entire dynamic is that if you're somebody who never really learned about your needs as an individual, and that's actually what I experienced, and I'm not going to say why I experienced that, but look at how perfect of a puzzle that is, you know? And when I say perfect, I don't mean healthy, because it's not healthy, of course, but, somebody who learned that they never had needs and actually learned that they had to give and give and give and give and so much, just give so fucking much, try harder, this, that, and the other. Somebody who's a taker, shit, they fit perfectly there. They'll take, and the other person won't ask for anything, right? They're just gonna take, they're gonna take. And they're not gonna consider giving because that's just not the way that they work. They're takers, right? And in the past, I experienced that in some relationships that I had. And it's just so fascinating because fortunately now I'm becoming more attracted to dynamics that are balanced. I'm learning about my needs. Obviously I need to eat, I need to sleep, I need to take care of myself, all that stuff. But just looking at other things too, like Chris also needs to be creative. I love being creative. Oh my God, I'm a very creative individual. And I also want to collaborate with other creative individuals. That's very important to me. But really the main theme of this video is choosing the different thing. And it's challenging to choose the different thing because when you've been hardwired in a very specific way and you're comfortable and familiar with patterns of things and relationships that are unhealthy and that are not balanced, don't have that back and forth, don't have that mutual give and take, you tend to continue to choose the same things because it's familiar, it's comfortable. I will actually, I'll end off with something that I think is fascinating. I noticed this yesterday or last night or something. I've felt like Superman before, but not in a healthy way. More so the, rescuer savior complex kind of thing, right? And my God, the high that comes with that, whew, out of this world. So that's one of the biggest challenges here. Really, the theme is doing things differently, choosing differently, but with that, understanding that there's going to be a different neurochemical experience because you're not getting the same high that you're always used to, right? That high that comes with being Superman, right? Saving somebody, right? Fuck. That shit is wild. That shit pops off all over the fucking place. And, you know, like, when you do things different, or when you do different things instead of doing the same thing that came with the same, you know, experience, same thoughts, same feelings, same, you know, behavior, same everything. Same, all across the fucking board. It just can, it continues to get you the same thing, but, like, the high, like, letting go of the high is what's challenging, you know? Because, again, like I was saying before, the high is, you know, from being Superman. You know, oh, wow, I am all of a sudden, I'm actually going to finish off with this because this is fascinating. I am all of a sudden more than human. That was very familiar to childhood, right? So I can imagine that many other people experienced this, right? They experienced an expectation of being more than human, right? They were told that they needed to be more than human. How the fuck are you going to be more than human? Right? We're just human. And sometimes we're raised by people that expect us to be more than what we can be. You can't be more than human, right? Like, you're human. You're fucking imperfect, just like every fucking other thing in this fucking universe, right? And so then, when you jump into that Superman, that superhero, that rescuer, that savior dynamic, that complex, right? I mean, at least I have before. I have felt beyond human when I do that. And the high that comes with that is what I'm talking about. And so, like, stepping out of that is like becoming a different life form. It's just fucking weird. It really is. When you've been so familiar with specific patterns that lead to specific neurochemical highs, it is really fucking hard to do the different thing that ends up feeling boring.